David Benavidez and his team responded to Charlo call out. They were like, you know, it's a dangerous fight. They also added, it's an honor to get called out by the Charlo, because now champions are calling us out, and we actually proud of that. He actually welcomes it with open arms. He's hugging it. He's hugging the smoke. So I remember seeing David Benavidez for the first time. He was really heavy. Like he came down from, I think, like 240 pounds. Like he was really a heavy set kid. I don't know if he boxed at the time, but he was a super duper heavyweight, right? And I was actually following Jose Benavidez. His I don't know if I think it's his older brother. He was pretty young. He was still in high school. I remember watching him for the first time. I really thought a lot highly of him. However, I think more highly of David Benavidez. No disrespect to Jose, but Jose also suffered an injury as well. You know, he got shot in the foot, if I'm not mistaken. So that definitely hurt him as well. But David Benavidez, I think he has more potential. Now, David Benavidez is a WBC champion, and he's welcoming the Charlo smoke. They talked about Charlo might need a couple fights, and they don't know if Al Heyman will allow that fight so early. But it ain't Al Heyman who wanted to make the fight. It's actually Charlo who's asking for this. So I don't think that's an issue. So it's a dangerous fight, because Benavidez could actually move up to be 175 pounder and fill up to that weight naturally. He's a big kid. So a fight between him and Charlo is a 50-50 fight, in my opinion. I talked about that last show, but I never really broke it down. The reason why it's a 50-50 fight, Benavidez, obviously the bigger person. So he has the size advantage. He a bull. So Charlo is going to have to be a matador. He's going to have to turn to a matador and be an Ali that night. Even though he has power himself and he's a lion, and you know, he want to go straight and head right to the smoke. However, he got to play it safe, because Benavidez, if you go toe to toe with him, you're giving him his best chance of beating you. And the only reason why I say that is because he's the bigger guy. So Benavidez obviously is a good body puncher. He come from that Mexican university where they dig to the body. That's why Errol Spence is a great body puncher, because he had a Mexican trainer as well early on in his career. So I say that because Charlo has a great counter uppercut. I think the best in the game. And I believe, in my opinion, that the best counter for a left hook to the body is an uppercut. Mayweather did it all day with a Philly shell. Like, he would catch the uppercut and he would catch the hook to the body and throw an uppercut. So the best counter for a hook to the body is an uppercut. And we know who got the best one in the game. It ain't no secret. Charlo is, the way he knocked out Williams. So like I said, unlike Canelo Alvarez, remember when Jermall Charlo was supposed to move up to 160 because he could no longer make the weight, and they were telling him, you ducking my man J-Rock Williams, even though this my bro Ski all day, right? Ramadan Kareem to him as well. But I remember when people were telling Charlo, you ducking J-Rock Williams. Guess what he told people? He's like, I ain't ducking nobody. I'm having a surgery on my eye. I think he did a laser on his eye so he don't have to use contact. He a boxer, right? So after he did that, he ran it with J-Rock and knocked him spark out in a beautiful counter uppercut. So what I'm saying is, when he had a mandatory that people were saying, oh, you scared of this undefeated mandatory on the come up that haven't lost a round yet. Charlo, he welcomed it with open arms. On the other hand, Canelo Alvarez was like, right here, man. He gave him the strap right away. He wants no confrontation, zero confrontation. So what I'm saying is, Charlo ain't cut like Canelo. He moving up to Benavidez. He's on a bigger and better thing, a harder fight than a Canelo Alvarez possibly. Ain't no telling, because Canelo, he got them skills too. His skills too. He just doesn't have the cojones, because he been eating that contaminated meat. I think it don't allow your cojones to grow. And Jermall Charlo, this Canelo Alvarez talking about, man, he stay eating that contaminated meat. He said, we cut different. T-Tone, where you at? I was waiting for you. So, since T-Tone wants none of the smoke, any of y'all decafs, y'all Canelo fans, call in. I want all the smoke. And as far as Benavidez versus Charlo, let's see it. In my opinion, Charlo should get at least a fight or two at 168 before he faces Benavidez. So we'll see. I think he's about to fight Banks Jr. And keep in mind, Banks Jr. is really a 168 pounder. So he a big dude. Fighting him will give him experience fighting a bigger guy. So once he move up to 168, it'd be all right. You know what I mean? He ain't fighting Rocky Fielding though. he fighting David Benavidez, arguably the best at 168. Him and Caleb Plant. So with that being stated, let's move on to the next round.
All right, so this is the last thing I'm going to talk about. The Jose Benavidez thing versus Jermall Charlo. I think Jermall Charlo, I think that he beats him. I think that he outboxes him. And I think that Jermall Charlo has enough power to knock Jose Benavidez out. Jose Benavidez, his dad has been saying that he has better footwork than he's been claiming. But I look at it like, he kind of reminds me of a lot like how Errol Spence is. Like, people think because he doesn't show great boxing ability all the time, or he doesn't show head movements, little things like that. I think that people undermine him, but I'm just going off of what I've seen from Jermall Charlo. I think that he would outbox him. And I think he also has equal power to be able to knock him out.
And that's what I think too when it comes to that. That's a great point you brought up, Jose Life, because a lot of people don't actually pay attention to that. They think he really a puncher the way he was knocking out people, but he actually have skill. I mean, in my opinion, he has the best jab in the game. Him and Errol Spence, the way they throw that jab. I mean, remember him dropping J. Rock Williams with a jab? Like, it's so sharp and crispy. It's just that he just has so many weapons that he don't utilize all of them in fights. So all I'm saying is, I agree with you 100% on that. As far as his skill level, he could definitely box, and he will probably do David Benavidez the way Errol Spence did Mikey Garcia, as far as how he gonna approach the fight. Not as far as how he gonna beat him. I'm talking about as far as how he gonna approach the fight. He might choose to box and mix it up, other than just go toe to toe, because David Benavidez is gonna be the bigger guy. And just to add to your point, actually, Benavidez's father came out and stated one of them is gonna get knocked out. See, usually when let's say I'm in Charlo team and I'm be like, oh, we knocking out David Benavidez out. I'm not gonna say, oh well, somebody gonna get knocked out. You know what I mean? That's not a good look in my opinion. They tell you that shows you how highly they think of Jermall Charlo. Just like the WBC wants to see the Canelo fight, and all these other people, that the hardcore boxing fans and the fighters that like Andre Ward that want to see the fights, it co-signs Akhi and new media that we want to see these fights. However, Canelo Alvarez fans want to claim that, oh, he had nobody, he ain't fight nobody. If he had nobody, then make him look like a nobody instead of giving him your strap. Because they talked about, oh, he sent him an offer. But where is that offer at? Because last time I checked, we got his strap. So if he gave us a legit offer, he would have actually kept his strap. That's all I'm saying. Lines only.
Yeah, you said exactly what I always tell them. And it pisses them off, and then they try to figure out a way how to make up an excuse for that.
They always talk about he had nobody. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's funny. That's the funniest excuse in boxing, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, but do me a favor. Do me a favor, because I'm tired of like these excuses that I gotta like brush the excuse before talking about it. You know what I mean? I want you to see if T-Tone is in the chat.